Okay guys, welcome back. So in this section we're going to show you how to set up your campaigns for your products and when you're actually launching them. So remember we said that you want to try about 6 different products all within the same niche. I'm going to show you how you can actually use different split testing of those pictures and those videos, and how you want to actually set up the campaign through website clicks and also PPE and website conversions. So each product is going to have 3 different campaigns. First one is going to be a post engagement, and so with this post engagement, we'll just say example. All right, we're going to use a dog product as an example. All right, so we're going to go ahead and name them all the way through the ad set and the ad. Now the campaign itself is just going to show you the different objectives. And so once again, we're going to be doing post engagement, we're going to be doing a traffic ad, and then we're also going to be doing a conversion ad. All right, so this one right here is optimizing it for just engagements. That is posts, shares, likes, and just engagement in general, whether somebody watches the video or even clicks on the picture. So Facebook's going to optimize it towards people that are clicking on your stuff, and you want to think of this more like your billboard. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to go ahead and click Save to Draft, and you'll see here that it's going to go ahead and load up. All right, so we have the post engagement. We're now going to click on ad set. From the ad set, we're going to go ahead and make a daily budget of $5. All right, and then you're going to, and then from there, you're going to go ahead and schedule it. Now, you want to schedule it for like the next day at 12 a.m. Awesome. All right, and you're going to use these countries, which is Europe, Oceania, and North America. Okay, so now also with these, you're going to exclude 7 countries within these regions. And so we're going to get rid of Fiji. We're going to get rid of Albania. We're going to get rid of Bulgaria. We're going to get Bosnia, and it's actually Bosnia and Herzegovina. So you can kind of see there that it has the and sign here. So you're going to make sure that you choose that one, Bosnia and Herzegovina. You're then going to type in Kosovo. All right, now if you notice, I'm only typing in some of it, because sometimes when you type in the entire word, for some reason Facebook just glitches and it doesn't really pull it up. So Kosovo being one of them. I only type in KOSO, and then I actually see Kosovo region. But if I was to type in the whole thing, it's actually going to disappear, or you'll see it like further down here. So sometimes you do got to look for what it is that you're looking for. Next, we're going to go with Macedonia. This is another particular one. As you can see that it kind of moves. Now Macedonia is a little weird itself. When you type in Macedonia, you have to find Republic of Macedonia. So you can see when I took out some of the letters there, it actually showed up. So now click on Republic of Macedonia, and it shows Macedonia. And last one is Romania. All right, so those seven countries I'm excluding, and the reason why is because I'm not just clicking worldwide, because some of these countries are only going to click your ad, and they're not going to actually buy anything. And so what they're doing is that they're spending your money and they're diluting your pixel so that you're not making room for enough people that may actually buy. All right. Now the reason why we're not just doing only United States is because sometimes it's actually a little bit more expensive. Well, it is always going to be more expensive to run ads only to United States, and then also you're missing out on some of the money that's out there. So we're choosing these big 3 regions in order to make a combination of cheaper ads, and then also to expand our reach and have more chances of people buying our items. All right. Now, in some of these places that are also excluded, it's not about the fact that they just click on your ad. So some of these places actually do buy, but the other thing about it is that they're also known for fraudulent orders, which means that you get a chargeback. So if you don't know what a chargeback is, that means that you buy your product, or they buy the product from you. You pay for it to be shipped off, and then once you ship it off, you're now being refunded, or now you have to refund the customer because it was a fraudulent order, and on top of that, you pay an extra $15. So you have the cost of the product, the refund that you have to give back, plus plus how much you spent in ads, and the chargeback fee, right? And so literally that takes a regular $15 fulfillment product, and you can easily lose about like $45 to $50 just because of a chargeback. So we definitely want to keep an eye out for those different countries. All right. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and put English, because your site is going to show first in English no matter what you do to your site. So we actually target English all, so that you'll have better conversions and a smaller bounce back rate when people actually go to your website. Something else that I do too is that I allow Facebook to optimize my age ranges. I've had several items where the people that bought were actually ages I didn't expect to buy, and so I don't go by the theory of that, 18 and over don't, or underneath 25 don't buy, because I have witnessed them actually buying things. I've witnessed people as young as 13 buying things online, wherever they're getting their money from, and I've also witnessed older people buying online as well too, as well as men and women. All right, so unless the item is strictly a masculine or a feminine item that no man would actually buy or no woman would actually buy, then I would go ahead and go just for gender all, so that you have equal opportunity. We've actually expanded our market one time by selling a product that was usually for women at the time, and we sold it to men, and we were able to get around the saturation of everybody trying to sell it for women, and that product itself ended up making us about $1 million. So don't be too judgmental when you're doing this. Allow Facebook to actually do its job and optimize for you. Once it actually begins to optimize and you can see the data, then you can kind of break away different things that's going on. Once again, you'll just never know what you might find when you just kind of open your mind up rather than trying to go for direct specific areas. All right, I know this breaks a lot of rules, but this is how we do it, and it's worked for us. So I would definitely follow this. All right, so now the next thing is I'm going to do my targeting. Now, targeting is a little bit different as well. So here, I'm going to type in things like dog breeding. Or instead of dog breeding, I'm going to type in like dog breed. Right? And so I'm going to look for things that have to do with my item. You can search Google too if you need to kind of figure out exactly what it is that you need to find. And then just actually press like suggestions. And so you want to find five different audiences that you can now split your website conversions later on with. And you're going to see what I mean by that. So in this case, we'll say that we're looking for just like 5 interests. All right, so we'll do dog breed. And then you can actually press suggestions here. All right, so now another thing that's really good is the behavior. So when it comes to like pets and things like that, I like to use behaviors. So we think about things that you would have if you were a dog owner, right? So let's say dog food. All right, so there is dog food, but I see it in interest. We're going to try to browse through behaviors. Let's see purchase behavior. All right, so yeah, so this one doesn't have it. All right, now this is also an international ad account. So sometimes you might not see some of the behaviors, things like that on some of our that we show sometimes in our trainings. And it would be because of your demographic, but it doesn't stop you from getting money. We've had people make money from all parts of the world. So if you don't have the behaviors of what it is that we're looking for, don't worry about it. Even I sometimes have to go around it. So we can see here that I went from dog breed and dogs. My next one, I'm going to do puppy. Everybody knows people love puppies. a whole lot more. Now we're gonna press on suggestions. I'm gonna just do like I love dogs and I love my dogs. So now the thing with suggestions is that they're actually using this to with an affinity score so that you can actually find your targeting. So now I just did five really broad interests, and my goal is to kind of have this underneath 50 million. But if it's over 50 million, like here, which we already know is going to be because of how big some of these interests are. Excuse me. All right. So when it's this big, we're actually going to narrow it down with engaged shoppers. Now, some of you may not have engaged shoppers. Some of you guys have active credit card users. All right. So if you do have active credit card users, it's okay. You can use that. So we do have engaged shoppers here. All right. So now it normally doesn't show like this. We know that it's well over. That it's well over 1,000. So sometimes when that error comes up, just kind of ignore it. We're also going to go down here, click on edit placement. All right, and I'm gonna just get rid of this real quick so that you can see as well. But sometimes when you remove Instagram, you're removing some of the followers that's on there. So let's see how much we actually go down without Instagram. All right, and it still says less than 1,000 now. So sorry about the Facebook glitch. At this point, we really can't do anything about it. But it does give you a real live view of some of the things that happen when you're going to go through it. All right, so now it shows it, and now we're at 100. Now we're at 100 million rather than 130 million. So I'm still going to go through, and I'm going to press engage shoppers in here, and it may just pop up as fewer than 1,000 again. But rest assured, it is over 1,000 in there. All right, and then so now we're gonna go over to our ad, and the last thing with your ad is you want to choose your fan page, and then you just go ahead and choose the post that you posted from earlier. All right, and then so once you do that, you're clearly in the winning. Now all that's left is you need to now duplicate that same PPE. So we're now going to duplicate it, and we're going to do it for a new campaign. All right, so now this time we're going to do traffic, and we're just going to say dog traffic. Click on duplicate. All right, and so now everything here is going to be the exact same. Only thing I want to change here is now the optimization for ad delivery, and I'm going to change that to link clicks. All right, and it's still going to be for $5. Now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that again from the ad set level. Make sure that you're duplicating from the ad set level as well. I'm going to click on conversions. And this time I'm going to say dog WC for website conversions. And I'm also going to change this number this time, because now I'm going to split up my different audiences that I was thinking ahead of for into 5 different audiences. So I'm going to click on duplicate. All right, as you do this, so like I'm using just regular broad interest, which definitely works. But also know that you can, instead of using one broad interest, you can also stack up some of these interests and make it into one audience too. But remember, your goal is to actually have it less than 50 million. So in this one, another thing too is that you want to have your purchase pixel at green when you're doing your website conversions. And if it's not, just run a little bit of traffic to it first, and then either do add to cart, whichever one turns green first, until you actually create your purchases. So that'll be your link clicks in your PPE ad. All right. So in this one, you're going to make 4 major changes. Number 1, the conversion event, you're going to change that to purchase. Number 2, you're going to change your daily budget to $10 now. Number 3, I'm going to change from link clicks to conversions. And then number 4, I'm going to change my conversion window to 1-day click. Now, here's the thing. If you notice, all of these ones here are highlighted dark green, which means that I have these selected. So when I made those changes, I made it to all of the selected items. What I need to now do is make individual changes so that I can now split up my interest. So I'm going to go ahead and just click underneath the box here. And now you see there's only one highlighted green. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of everything but one interest, which is going to be dogs in this case. Alright, so now dogs is pretty huge, so I'm not going to add, so I'm not going to take off engaged shoppers, because then it's going to be over 50 million. You can kind of see by how many people are already in it, and with engaged shoppers, it's already at 49. So now I'm going to just move on to the next one, and I just kind of clicked underneath again. Now I'm on part 2, and now I'm going to get rid of dog, and I'm going to go with puppy. Alright. And puppy and engaged shoppers itself brings it down to 13 million. So I'm going to see how high it actually is without engaged shoppers. And so it's still underneath 50 million. So I'm going to just go ahead and leave it. Without engaged shoppers. All right. So one thing is, don't go crazy with just engaged shoppers. You do want a nice size area of people for it to test with and allow Facebook to optimize. Because some people just only press engaged shoppers on pretty much everything. And you don't always want to do that. So now I'm on part 3. So now I'm just going to do everything but I love my dog. And it's at 1.6 million. I'm going to remove engaged shoppers. Now it's at 2.9. Now another thing that you can do with this is if it's underneath 10 million and your video is less than 60 seconds and your picture is at least 500 pixels wide, then you can go ahead and add Instagram feeds to this as well. Then as you see, now I moved up to about 24 million. Alright, so that way I'm using the most of my audience. And it has to be only when it's underneath 10 million. If it's not, then what happens is that the Instagram begins to overpile on Facebook, and you'll start realizing that you're not really giving as much traffic to Facebook as you are giving to Instagram. And so you can still do both. I would just do one later on down the line. So if this was over 10 million, I would just do just Facebook, and then later on I'll come back and I'll try to see if I can just do Instagram too, once it shows me that it's making sales. Alright, so now we're on number 4 of the ad sets. So I'm going to get rid of I love my dog, puppy, and dogs, and just I love dogs. We're also going to get rid of dog breeds. So if you see that, actually what I did was I accidentally erased everything by clicking on this blue line here. So you make sure that you're clicking on just this interest and not this blue one, because you could lose all of the interest that you stack together and kind of lose your place. Alright, and as you see, engaged shoppers, it makes it at less than 880,000. You never want to go underneath 750,000. Right? And so once again, this one is underneath 10 million. I'm going to go ahead and add Instagram. And no, you don't need to create an Instagram account for this. You can actually use the Facebook fan page as your Instagram account. And they'll actually show you that right after this portion. So now I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one, which is the last one. And we're going to get rid of everything but dog breed. Alright, and it's at 16 million, so I don't need to use Instagram. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up, because I had some areas here that I included Instagram. So, because I included Instagram, now I need to choose an Instagram placement. So, I'm going to go ahead and go back for the first 5, which is all my website conversions, and choose the Instagram here. So, I'm just use the selected Facebook page as Instagram. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose my post. So after you're actually copying this, you should already have your post listed. And so all you have to do is just choose your post from here, and then you can use it. All right, so that does it for this training module. And stay tuned as we go ahead and show you guys how to retarget, and then also how to create lookalike audiences.